this. And I forget. Let me hit this. And then. Doo, doo, doo. A little dance music.
Like it.
And
Now, I would like to introduce the one, the only, me.
hey, Squiddies! It is Dre from Tattoo Squid Podcast here with Matt Spectro from Through the Universe. So how's it going, Matt Spectro? How's it going on?
Good. Sorry, I lost you for a second there, but you're
Oh,
good. You can hear me all right, right?
yeah, we're all good. We're all good. We hear each other. We see. Well, we call when you do the audio, you're not gonna see. Basically that's what it is. So basically, with the podcast, we talk about whatever. So it doesn't matter what it is. So what does Spectro through the universe means? Or I mean, I know what through the universe, like the multiverse, and the Marvel universe, and is there like a comic book kind of a
Yeah,
thing
based on
going
my
on?
podcast, we talk about animation based on a comic book. It can range from anything from Superman to manga to anime to
Oh, okay,
whatever
cool,
you
nice.
want. We got a guest every week, and we just pick a topic and we review a particular episode, and we get into the history of the character in the cartoon.
Oh,
Just
okay.
fun time, nothing too controversial.
Nah. That's the same thing with mine. It's like, we just talk about different shit, whatever. If you, depending on what kind of movie you like or what kind of comic book movies or, uh, do you like reboots or, music wise, hey, what's your favorite color? I don't know, like that kind of thing. Or, it's like, how's your audio? I don't, who knows? Yeah. But we call it, with this, it's like more, sitting down there and I, talk to you about different stuff, or write something down in here, kind of like being a therapist, which I'm not. I don't say I'm a therapist. I don't play one. I don't know anything about psychotherapy as it is. I know that my guidance counselor told me I should be in a psycho ward somewhere, but that was when I was 16. So, but what's funny, my mom and dad used to work at a psycho ward, so I might have free room and board somewhere. Uh, but yeah. So, folks, yeah, we're talking about Matt, and we're going to talk about whatever. So, what kind of special things that you like to talk about?
Well, I mean, usually when I have a guest every week, so it's
Yeah.
kind of like a team up podcast. Sometimes if it's I just say, hey, what's your favorite superhero, and we
Oh,
or
okay.
comic, and we find something based on that. Or sometimes it might be like a Christmas episode, and we'll find something specifically Christmas.
Like
We've done
Krampus.
everything. Yeah, we've done everything from the classic Superman, Spider-Man, but I've had Sailor Moon episodes. We did a Tomb of Dracula episode. We even done
Sailor
a
Moon.
He-Man episode. So
Oh, wait,
fun
wait,
to
wait,
go.
wait. He-Man. Wait, are you talking about like the newer He-Man stuff, or are you talking about the old He-Man stuff?
No, a friend of mine, Brian Malonis, he's a huge He-Man fan. So every time he comes on, we pick a different version of the cartoon. We did the
Oh, okay.
1983 series originally, and then we did the 1990 reboot, which I don't know if you remember
Oh, the
that
Kevin
one.
Smith.
No, the it was the New Adventures of He-Man. It
Oh,
was
that
like,
one sucked. I hate that
yeah.
one.
And the last one we did was the 2002 reboot they did.
Oh,
Um, and then the next, when he comes back, we haven't scheduled it yet. We're going to be doing the much maligned Kevin Smith Masters of the Universe Revelations.
yeah. I mean, I just like the older ones. I don't like when everybody else makes like, oh, let's make it a revamp one again. Reboots. I'm not too I'm not fascinated with reboots.
Well, now
If
it's
it's
become an excuse to just like any dead franchise. Hey, is
yeah,
the actor still alive? Let's bring him back and
yeah. It's like
re-
let's put somebody else in the boat here and see how they do. And I'm like, well, I don't know. If you've seen like horror movies, right?
yeah, I
So
love horror movies.
so like Nightmare on Elm Street. You got Robert Englund. and
Yeah.
he's done like up to like what nine.
He did, yeah. Not if you count Jason versus Freddy is technically the ninth one they did.
Yeah, ninth one. You figure like nine, and then all of a sudden now they're like, oh, we're gonna make a
No, I think it was the eighth, but it doesn't matter.
yeah, yeah, eighth one. He's done them all. And and now he's in Stranger Things. So
Yeah,
if you've seen the new season, he's in that. Um, but they made another Nightmare on Elm Street with the guy that played Horshack in The Watchmen.
that's the only one I have not seen. I've not seen the one with the guy from Rorschach.
I would say not see it because I first of all you see Nightmare on Elm Street. The guy is like 6 foot 2, 3, whatever, and Robert Englund is like a big guy. All of a sudden here's Horshack. I forget who the guy was that played Horshack, but he's like fucking short.
Yeah,
So if I have a dream of Freddy Krueger and he's like 5 foot, that's it, flat. I'm not gonna get scared. I'm like, it's either he's gonna. I'm like, am I looking at the Leprechaun or Chucky? You know, he's about the same size as Chucky or the Leprechaun. But
problem with those '80s horror films is, like you can keep recasting Jason or Michael Myers, the guys don't talk, but when you got someone like Robert Englund,
yeah,
it's very difficult to keep going without him.
even the guy that plays Pinhead in Hellraiser, because they got a specific face.
Yeah,
That's what they're known for. But like you said, yeah, you got like Michael Myers and Jason, even Predator, gets in the makeup kind of thing. It's gonna be a different person anyway.
yeah,
So, but it's just like crazy how that one goes. But He-Man wise, I mean, they did a He-Man Dolph Lundgren He-Man. Which,
yeah. I remember
honestly,
that.
when you look at it, that's the only one that they made, and it looked pretty fucking good. To that standard. Like
Yeah,
years before, that's what they're going with. But it's like, oh my god, that's so shitty. I'm like, yeah, well, that's the stuff that they had on hand. They didn't have no CGI shit. They didn't have this stuff. They
no,
didn't, like we have like our repertoire of stuff now is like higher and better. But then you look at like the '80s version of doing it. It's like like that's what they had. That's what they were working with. That's the money that they had. If they get more money, they can be able to do so. But they're like, oh, we don't know anything about this. We didn't really go to college. We just did, something like this.
a lot of
But
people argue that the practical effects look
yeah,
better than CGI, and I would agree with that in a
like
lot
the
of
guy
movies.
Savini.
Yeah,
He's been we call it doing like horror makeup and everything else, and he is like a master of the shit. Especially when he's on like Dusk Till Dawn, and he stars in it too.
yeah.
you know, say hello to my little friend. And it's like a revolver that's inside his crotch. But
I mean, if you look at those '80s movies, to me, like American Werewolf in London, The Thing,
oh
like
yeah,
those were like practical effects. There was those like they weren't CGI, and to me, those still stand out to this day. Those movies hold up to me as far as
yeah,
effects
yeah, the Thing, and then all of a sudden you got the prequel of the Thing.
go. Hmm.
That one is a really good one. I actually like that. We call it. I was surprised. My girlfriend's like, "Hey, let's watch this one." I'm like, "Are you sure? You're not
That
gonna
one was
hurt
weird because they wanted to do practical effects, and the studio wanted them to do CGI. So the movie's a weird mix of practical
Yeah,
effects and CGI.
it's a little bit here and there, but then you see like all these other like low budget film, eras, and they make it like seem a lot better than even the ones that want to make it really big. I forgot which
Yeah,
movies that I've seen, but like they have like even even like Airplane. You look at Airplane and they're going out and flying around, and then they didn't really use like CGI stuff. It's more uh like movie magic.
yeah,
So that you see in like with Robert Redford or whatever, and you see like that, and they're on a screen or a sound stage, and then you see them just moving stuff around. it's good, But what's your typical favorite movie to see? Like if you had to come home and just come home and like, all right, I don't know what I'm gonna fucking watch. Let's see.
Well, my all-time favorite movie is Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
Seen that probably more than any other movie. And then my stepson, I had him watch all four Indiana Jones movies again. I, um, I love most of my favorite movies are from the '80s, but
Yeah,
like Ghostbusters is one of my favorite movies.
nice.
I love the original Star Wars trilogy. I love
Yeah.
Back to the Future. That is one of my favorites. Um, Shawshank Redemption, like that's a movie I could watch pretty much
Yeah,
every
somebody
day.
else mentioned that movie. I seen it, and I mean it's a little bit drama. It has a little bit
Yeah,
this and that, But I mean, I'll sit there and watch it, no problem. And it's like I have a tendency when I go and try to watch something, I I get I don't know what it is. Like this happened to me yesterday. I sat down. My girlfriend's watching like British shows, like murder mysteries and all that.
yeah.
And I'm going on Tubi or whatever, and I'm like, and I'm like, oh, I haven't seen this in a while. And all of a sudden I get it on there, and all of a sudden I sit down, got my juice or whatever and everything else, and I'm like 5 minutes, and I'm like, no, let's try something else. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with me? I'm like, son of a bitch. I'm like, I can't, and it's a movie that I haven't seen in so long.
Yeah.
Within like 2 minutes, I'm like, I'm searching for a different movie. I'm like, I'm getting bored already. I'm like, and she'll sit in the bedroom and she goes, "Did you find anything yet?" And I'm like, "No." She goes, "It's been like 45 minutes." I'm like, "Yeah, I know." I'm like, son of a bitch.
But I
Folks,
mean,
have you anybody ever had that problem? Do we need psychiatric help? I think I do.
but to go with my podcast for comic book movies, I'm a huge fan of the Captain America movies.
Okay.
I like the first two Christian Bale Batman movies. The Avengers. I love the original Superman with Christopher Reeve.
Oh,
Um,
what about?
Actually, I love the Blade movie. I love the
Oh
first
yeah, yeah,
Blade. Yeah.
Blade, yeah. Even the one with Ryan Reynolds in it.
Deadpool.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah,
love
you have
Deadpool.
him in there with no, I mean, but you have him in Blade and all that.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot he was in that.
Him, Triple H in wrestling. He's in there with the little fucking Fifi dog and shit. With the, you know,
Yeah,
and
forgot Ryan Reynolds was in that.
yeah, 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 he was in it. He goes, I forgot what his name was in the thing.
I think Hannibal King, I believe.
Hannibal. Yeah, yeah, Kane. Yeah, it was like Kane. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then uh, so if there was like a cartoon, I mean, if there's a comic book, right? What
Yeah.
comic book you want to see made into a movie?
Ooh, it's kind of hard because they've done so much at this time.
Well, no,
I
I
wa-
mean, but there is comic books that they didn't even fucking touch that can be
yeah.
multi-faceted, movies.
Well, if my first choice would be a good Justice League of America movie, because that
Well,
whole
they
debacle
have
with
Justice League, yeah, they got
yeah that
four of them though, but yeah,
that whole thing with his daughter died and he left the movie and they brought in Josh Whedon and then they made that
yeah.
terrible and then they did the theatrical cut which was kind of a mess. So my
Yeah.
first choice would be a really good Justice League movie. Would probably I probably could go without any more Spider-Man or Batmans. I like both of them, but how many times can you make the
I want to see. Well, there's two comic book ones I want to see. Well, three actually. I just thought of another one. One is called Wildcats.
okay the
So they made a
90s?
cartoon of it,
Yeah,
but I would love to see them do a full fledged movie of it.
I would
Because
like that.
nowadays you can make a superhero out of anything,
Yeah,
So with this, you got like, and folks, if you don't know what Wildcats basically are descendants of a somewhat of a older civilization, and they have superpowers as it is, obviously. So there's a guy that can grow. This guy named Maul, where he can grow up to be like 50 feet tall, like bigger than the Incredible Hulk. There is one called Voodoo, which is like an ex-stripper, but she can move stuff with her mind. Uh, Grifter, which is my favorite because I do have the tattoo of him somewhere on me. I don't know if you can be able to, like, right there.
Yeah, I see it.
Son of a bitch.
It kind of goes in and out with
No,
your
I know I got
background.
that background shit going on, but it's a little bit like right there.
Oh yeah, I see him now. Yeah.
Yeah. So grifter is what the name is. He's a grifter. He goes and pretty much talks to like rich people, tries to get their money, but he has like the looks of a model, but he's also a mercenary. So he has like the mask and the overcoat, supernatural kind of like not supernatural, state of the art kind of like weaponry. Um, there's a woman that's like an Amazon woman, but it's called a Coda, and there is a android, which is human, but he has a human brain inside an android body. So his name is Spartan. So that one would be a good one in my book.
I want to see a
And
Spawn movie, a good with decent special effects. I want to see a
oh
good
yeah,
Spawn
yeah,
movie.
that's no one that had to be reconsidered actually. And Alpha Flight.
I would love to see an Alpha Flight movie. So,
Maybe get a better Ghost Rider one as well because
yeah,
I don't know. You are just like me. You read a lot of comic books when you're younger. Have you ever, when you read the Ghost Rider comic books, have you ever noticed that that Ghost Rider has an impersonation of Elvis? You know?
yeah. He's got the big collar and the jumpsuit.
Yeah, he just stands there and he's like, like that. I'm like, I'd never seen that in the comic books. I'm sorry. I'm like, when does he do that? It doesn't make him look menacing at all. No wonder why everybody wants to kick his ass. I'm like,
Did you see the second Ghost Rider movie? I've heard that's like one of the worst things ever made, but
it looks like it
I
was
only saw the
made like in a
first
different country kind of thing.
one.
It just that's what it seems like. It was made in a different country, kind of like a cinematic kind of thing. So like, we'll try and make it over here. Okay.
Because the first one was okay, it wasn't great,
Nah,
and
but like again, it's like a theatrical kind of like start of it.
the
So.
second one I'm told is awful, but I've
Eh,
never seen it.
well, you ever seen like movies that are made in like say Italy or
Or
Russia?
Prague or something.
Yeah, they're a little bit more foggier.
Yeah,
They're a little bit more like darker and everything else. That's what it seems like. It was like made like like, hey, let's go over to Russia and see if they can make this. And like, well, okay, fine, let's go over there.
I,
You know.
I think with Alpha Flight, they might be better for a television show because I think you need time to develop all the characters.
Well, yeah, I mean, you still got time. I mean, it's
Yeah,
not like they're gonna do it like really quick, or somebody probably has the idea of, like, hey, let's do this. Well, I never heard of them. And there's going to be people that's going to be like, no offense to like Hollywood and producers and directors, because honestly, I want to star in a movie somewhere. And I want to be able to go in here. I'm not trying to make flack for it. I mean, like say anything bad about them, but if you're a comic book fan, then you should know what the comic books are. What they
yeah.
do, what goes on, what's the backstory. Don't make up shit like, oh, he was from a broken home and then he made bridges. No, no. You don't go that way. No, just look at the comic books. Just go out there, buy them, read them, and you're like, oh, we did this all wrong. Yeah, no shit. I could have told you that from the get go.
I would say 300 if you want to see a movie that's pretty much reading the comic book. I'd say that's of all of them. That movie is like basically they put the comic on on the
Yeah.
screen.
It's but it is a good flick.
I love that movie.
It is
Love
a
300.
good fucking flick. I love it. It's like there's a Sparta. Why is she talking like a to this?
But that was they just like Zack Snyder. He just
Yeah.
took the comic, he put it on the screen. I mean, they beefed up Lena Headey's role from Game of Thrones, but other than that, they pretty much just followed the comic exactly, and everybody loves it. I think
Even
people
the
should.
second one was pretty
I've not
good.
seen the second one, so I can't
Uh,
say.
yeah.
But yeah, more people need to. You don't have to follow the comic to a T, but more people need to borrow more from the comics when they make these things.
But I mean, like, all right, my pet peeve is like when they do like they did X Men, right?
Yeah,
So they did X Men, and you got your major characters, and then I'm like, okay, I didn't think that from the comic books. I know Colossus didn't join the school when he was 16.
no,
You know, I
I think
mean, you see him that he's 16 years old and he's like hanging out with these kids and everything else. I'm like, didn't he come from a different country trying to find his sister? And then he was fighting Juggernaut at the same fucking time, you know? And I don't know if he was 16 then. He looked 20 something. And
yeah,
then,
they did. It's like they cherry picked which X Men group they wanted, and they formed a
yeah.
group that never was actually the X Men at the same time.
But then they throw in people from, like, they put the Morlocks in there, like, in the third movie or something. And I'm like, that doesn't come around until, way fucking after.
And I haven't seen like the last like two or three of them. I
Oh,
think the
well,
last
thank
one I
God you
saw was
did. Thank God you did.
I think Days of Future Past was the last X Men movie. No, I saw Logan. That would be the last one I saw. Was Logan. So
Yeah, but I mean, see, that's the other thing. I'm like, I'm like a little bit distraught about. I'm like, I've seen Logan, and I thought Wolverine can heal himself.
yeah.
Like it doesn't matter if he has like the wood, claws. He can heal himself very quickly. So he's gonna die from just being impaled, from a tree.
Well, didn't they do the story where his mutation was starting to go away? That was like the plot
Yeah, but
there, and
see,
then
that's what I'm saying. I'm like, I thought the whole thing was, hey, he can outlive anything. He could live up to the end of the world or something, that it comes out to. It's just uncanny how they can think about stuff. They're like, oh, this will work. No, it won't.
like I
yeah,
heard the last. I think Dark Phoenix. I've heard is like the worst. I haven't seen it, but that was I think the last. Well, technically, New
yeah. I don't
Mutants.
think I've seen it either. I've seen the one where they had Apocalypse in there, and I'm like,
I didn't see that either.
that I swear we call it when the guy, actually the guy that plays Apocalypse, and I don't know if you've seen like oh, I forgot the name of the show, and
Moon
uh
Knight, isn't he? The guy who plays
Moon
Moon Knight.
Knight, Moon Knight,
Yeah,
yeah,
Oscar Isaac, right? Yeah.
yeah, and he was playing like Apocalypse and all that, but then it just looked like painted on stuff. It doesn't look like he's a robot or a cyborg or something. He just like he's on stage like, hark, we're out the, like he's doing some kind of play or some shit. And I'm
They have
like,
no patience in those movies. They wanted to do like everything. They wanted every character, and they just rushed.
yeah,
And
it's
that's
just, hmm. Oh my god. So what favorite music do you go and watch or something that you want to come home and say, hey, I'm just gonna sit back
I don't listen to much modern anymore. My favorite bands are Black Sabbath and Iron Maiden would be my two
and oh, there
favorite
you go,
bands.
there you go.
I like the band Electric Callboy that are around now, but that's about they're a German band, but I think that's like the only modern thing I'm listening to nowadays. But yeah, love Iron Maiden, love Black Sabbath. Those would be uh my favorites. I'm very much child of the '80s when it comes to music. Slayer,
Oh,
Metallica,
yeah,
Anthrax. Those are like
definitely.
all of my favorites. Typo
Right.
Negative, I was a big fan of when they were around.
Do you
I
remember
liked
what's
Oh,
that?
sorry. I liked
Oh no.
Corn at first, but they kind of like quickly grew out of faith. The longer they were around, the less I liked them.
Nah, that's true. It's like like what was like? Do you remember like the very first album you ever bought that is like rock wise?
Yes. Well, technically, when I was very young, my mom bought me Disco Mickey when I was like really young. But the first album I ever bought was a Kenny Rogers album when I was like in second grade. The first metal album I probably bought was, well, if you count like Def Leppard and Guns N' Roses, that was what I bought first. But then I would say it was, I think Master of Puppets was the first metal album that I bought. I
Yes.
think it's hard to remember, but I think it was Master of Puppets. Might have been Ride the Lightning, but it was definitely one of those two Metallica albums.
Oh, I got a story about Ride the Lightning. Uh, there's a Well, most people like our age, you
Yeah,
know, are like when we grew up, and you go into high school and everything else, and then you hang out with your friends.
yeah,
That's what we all do. Now back then. Nowadays everybody's like playing fucking video games and shit. And you're like, hey, I did all this stuff. Blah, blah, blah. But now they're making a lot of fucking money on Twitch. But anyway, when we used to go and hang out, we go to like different areas. We go to like the roller ring maybe, or the bowling alley, or we go to like the arcade games or whatever. If we had somebody to drive us, but
yeah,
when we drove, and then there was always like a certain road that we go and hang out where there's like a strip,
yeah,
you know, that people want to go and drag race on. They want to go and because they got their cars out. They're like, hey, yeah, go. And so I had a thing where me and my friend went, and he was driving his 1976 Camaro, uh, with like a posi rear kind of thing, and we would drive around, and he had his CD of Metallica
yeah,
like in the car, Ride of Lightning, and once the For Whom the Bell Tolls, and Fire with Fire, and whatnot, you got like all the other ones going on there, and Beneath the Ice, all this
yeah.
plays that like full fucking blast with an equalizer like kicked up and all that, speeding down there trying to look for, and we called them. We called the girls chippies. I maybe a little bit too old, but that's how we call them. We didn't go like, oh, dames, or these girls over here, the women, or I forget what they call them now, but we call them chippies for some reason. I don't even know what the fuck that means anyway. But you know, I'm like, I might have to ask my friend that. I'm like, why do we call them chippies anyway? You do we know why that means? And then we go and hang out and whatnot. We drink a little bit of the, as they say in the movies, the ripple. And it's just like that. That was my story about Metallica, Ride of Lightning, because every time we drive around, we always play that CD. Yeah.
And
Nowadays you probably hear like dance music going doof, 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 you know. It kind of reminds me of uh the Saturday Night Live crew that's in that movie. They go to a dance thing, and they're
at the
here.
Roxbury.
Yeah, that one. I was like, son of a bitch. I'm like, no, 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 no. Just give me some metal stuff and a speaker in the grill to tell the old lady to move out of the way. Hey, move out of the way, please. Which has happened before.
Remember in high school, like you always knew what concert had happened because the next day at school, like 40 people would have that concert T-shirt, and they
Oh
were
yeah. Or they would pierce their own ears in like in class. Hold on, I'll be right with you. Yeah. Get hand me that ice. Okay. Shit. Now I still have these. We call it from. Oh, when did I start working? I started working 1992. Like 93 is when I had all three of these, and I still wear them. And I'm like 49 still. So, and I'm like, shit. And I'm like, I should. Nah, I'll just keep them. I'll wear these until I die. I don't care.
you take them out,
Bury
or
me.
are they
Huh?
in all the time? Do you take them
Yeah,
out, or are
just
they in all the time?
yeah. It's like listen, just bury me with them. That's it. Just give. I used to have like hair, like you got hair on you, but I used to have hair that came down to here.
Yeah,
You know, and I said hair. You're like, okay, I'm going right here. And then but I had like the dangling earrings, and they came down to here, and
yeah.
that was like our fashion faux pas, as they call it.
What the dangling earring?
Yeah, it was like the dangling. It was more like the cross, the dangling cross we had, or the dangling dagger. Maybe skull crossbones here and there.
Did you guys have the jean jackets with all the patches? Did you wear
Oh
those?
fuck yeah, man! Yeah, that was like the best one. Fucking Merciful Fate, uh, Iron Maiden, Megadeth. Those were the coolest fucking back patches. It's like hell. I want to get a back patch for my fucking podcast. It's like get some everybody's like, get your denim jackets, get the back patches, put it on there. You know, and then just have a squid just going like this, Oh my god, we had the back ripped jeans, the oh what the fuck, the not tie dye, shit, they were like cowhide kind of pants, and then you can just rip them like easily
Yeah,
and make like rips in there. And then we were doing that, wearing fucking high top Nikes and shit. Going to high school.
I always wanted the. I never had it, but the belt, the bullet belt, where you have the
Yeah,
belt. Or it was. I always wanted that when I was a kid.
yeah, like
When I was in high
Megadeth.
school.
Megadeth had the bullet belt going on.
Yeah,
Singing we called the Punishment Due. I'm about to put that on a Megadeth song. Okay, that's gonna be on the intro. But what else was the other ones that we did? Smoking in the bathroom, smoking in the lobby. A couple of times we had a little bit of Jack.
I got to high school. There was a little wooden area in front of the school, and you were allowed to smoke there before school. So whenever you pulled up, there'd be like a huge crowd
Yeah.
in front of the school because that was the only place they actually allowed you to smoke, which is crazy. I can't imagine they do that now.
Nah, probably not. Everything's like more low fucking key, and because when I was like when I went to high school, they had this lobby. We call it well, obviously it's called the lobby. So everybody knew where to go. It's like, oh, we're gonna go to the lobby and smoke cigarettes, and then all of us, all they were like hair down to here, and it was like, oh, what the hell is a fucking movie that kind of reminded me of it? Um, like Dazed and Confused.
Yeah,
That's what kind of not like the tie dye looking thing, but
yeah.
more like that. If it was like metal, and well, they did have metal, but most of the guys that were hanging out looked like they were like dopers and all that. So, but the one in high school was like we sat there, or we the girls had their hangout clique and all that, and most of us would hang out over here. We're just smoking cigarettes, and then the other guys would go by the handball courts and just fucking play handball. Which I don't think kids do that out to this day. I don't think.
Oh, I
Yeah,
doubt it.
I don't even know what fucking kids do nowadays. Now they're like, I don't know.
My stepsons are teenagers. They play hockey and video games, and that's about
I mean,
it.
that's basically what's taking over the world is video games, which is not bad. I mean, I do video games myself, but not like how everybody else is doing it. Like they had the video screen like we do.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, so Bobby, where you at? And it's like, no, it's not Bobby. It's Death Star 95. It's like, really? That's the name you're gonna use? I'm like, okay. So, but what goes on with Spectro of the universe? I know that you mentioned it, but maybe some people just got in and they're like, oh, let me go and check this out.
Well, if anyone listens, I do. It's me, and I always. I don't know if you read comics back in the day, but I always loved like Brave and the Bold and Marvel Team Up. I always liked the old Team Up comic books. So
Yes.
I always bring a guest on. We team up. We tackle a episode, whatever. The last one we did, like I said, was the He-Man episode.
Yeah.
I got a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles episode coming up.
Oh,
I
nice.
got a Swamp Thing episode coming up.
Again, well, it's a comic book, but it was a movie. They did two of them. The
Yeah, we're gonna
second
be talking about the
one,
cartoon in the '90s, which is
yeah,
terrible. If you've ever seen it, it didn't last long. A lot of people don't even know it existed, but it is awful.
but
I don't even know how it ever got made.
yeah, but we call it. You know what was awful? The second movie of Swamp Thing.
Return of the Swamp Thing.
That was horrible.
Heather Locklear.
That was like that's like the most bright thing out of the movie. Everything else I'm like, wow,
There was
no.
they had a TV show on DC, the very short-lived DC Comics streaming service did a Swamp Thing TV show,
Yeah,
which I'm told is actually not bad. I have not seen it because for some reason it didn't go to HBO Max, and I don't know if they released it on DVD. So if you briefly, for that like year period where DC had their own streaming service, you could have watched the Swamp Thing show, which I'm told is good.
HBO Max has some cool cartoon well, cartoon movies. It is actual cartoons, but
Yeah, they got all the DC stuff is on HBO now.
yeah,
So
like they had Constantine and then Batman, and
yeah,
Constantine supposedly was in Justice League or something
they
like
got
that.
the Harley Quinn cartoons on there. They got
Yeah, so there's a. I haven't really watched the Harley Quinn because I didn't even watch like the Harley Quinn movie.
I haven't seen
So
the movie, but the
yeah, I'm like,
cartoon is good, but it's not it's a little different, I'll say.
it's not the best. But hey, since you were talking about He-Man, now the older He-Man, what was your favorite character of that He-Man period?
I love that I love those toys. It's probably my first or second favorite toy line from my childhood. I loved Merman. I just thought Merman was the coolest looking figure. I didn't have him for my brother had him.
Yeah,
Uh, I
it's
loved
always
Merman.
the
I thought
brother that takes it. It's always the brother.
like I had He-Man, I had Man at Arms, I had Ram Man, I
Oh,
had
right.
my biggest regret is I never had Castle Grayskull. I always wanted Castle Grayskull and I
I
never had
know,
it.
right?
Yeah, that just
Oh
drives me.
man.
I'm like, I don't collect many toys or anything now, but if I saw Castle Grayskull in good shape for a reasonable price, I'm so buying it because
Oh wait, hold on. I'm looking that motherfucker up right now.
I wanted
Wait a
that
minute.
more than anything.
Hold on. I want because I'm gonna get that once I get my room set up.
Yeah,
Once we get a place and all, and I get my room set up, I'm putting that Castle Grayskull like right there. You know. Hold
I
on.
wanted that so bad. But
I'm
yeah, I
gonna
thought
say right.
Merman was just the coolest looking figure when I was.
Ram Man, they made him like so fucking stupid.
Yeah, he
You
pushed
know.
his head down and he did it bounced back up and
Yeah,
he.
you go, duh, hi, I'm like, oh, dude, really? No, don't do it that way. Oh man,
I only
vintage.
have and I have two of the figures. I have Clawful and I have Triclops right now. They're in really good shape. One day I'd like to go by and finish that series, but much as I like collecting stuff, it tends to take up space, and before you know it, your house is full of stuff, and you don't know where to put it.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to get like the room that I have, and I got like all this horror stuff, and I want to get like, one of those like shelvings that's near the ceiling, so I can just put all like figures up there, and then I got things for all the because I got Frankenstein mannequin monster thing, I can put in the corner. He's been with me
Like,
for like so many years, and so he has to be in the show somehow. Come on, where the fuck is it? No, there's one for like $71. Looks cheesy though. The classic Castle Grayskull. That better not be. Ooh, that's like $1,000.
yeah, that's not cheap.
That's not cheap at all. No, no, no. On
Um,
Amazon.
there was a Salvation Army where I used to live, and someone told me that someone sold their Grayskull and their He-Mans. And the minute I got to work, I ran over there to get it, and it was already gone. Somebody had
We
already
got
bought it.
what is this one? This one is Master Grayskull. Actually, this one looks pretty. That's $742, but you gotta go to like eBay.
Yeah, I just can't justify
Two,
spending.
200, 200 times Mattel's Master of the Universe Castle Grayskull toys 2002. Well,
A
hey,
friend of mine has it, and he says he wants to get rid of his stuff, but I just don't feel. I feel like I'm gonna buy it or take it from him, and then he's gonna want it down the road. I don't know. I don't feel like
uh,
he really wants to get rid of
no, you just put it in like in a safe or something. Tell him that you put it in a safe, and then you forgot the combination, and then he won't ask you for it again. Like if you forgot the combination, I can't really go and have it. I can pay to get it out. See, this is like the best ones. Tila.
it. Yeah,
Ooh,
the
man,
whole
like
line is great. The original line is.
especially when they got the new characters coming around. Like they had Fisto, which
Yep,
I don't know where
Stinkor was a classic.
they got the names for these guys though. That's what I don't know. It's like Fisto. Okay, you know. And then like they had Ram Man, which is cool. Mechanic.
What was the one that you could take them apart and so you could put him in all these different poses. Like I can't remember the
Oh,
name, but you could take. He had like you could take all the arms and legs, so he could be standing, but then you could make him on all fours. I can't remember the name of that one, but
I
that
don't
that
know.
one was a
Let's see, characters, human characters. But what was the other one that Beastman was always good. Skeletor is always like the one that you really want to have in your
yeah.
collection. Um, what the hell?
Hordak is a pretty good, but that might have been a She-Ra figure. I'm not sure.
Yeah, but he was in He-Man in the
Yeah.
beginning. From what it is, him and Skeletor were like a team at first, and then he got, teleported to, uh, um, and then there was Mechanic,
There's
the guy
Moss
that,
Man. There's Buzz Off. There's
but the guy that can change like many faces.
Many Faces. There's
Yeah,
Snout Spout. That was another
snout
classic.
spout. Whoa, sounds like a drug addiction. Like, hey, snout spout. I'm like, hey, there we go. Folks, I'm not even saying that. I'm just like, that's what it just sounds like. It just sounds like it. That was it. Hold on, wait. Come on, let's get these characters' names here. Ready. Oh, I love Battle Cat. I like the origin
Okay,
story.
yeah.
The origin story of Battle Cat was always a good one. Zodak.
Oh yeah. Stratos was another
Oh
good
yeah,
one.
Snout Spout. Wait, what the fuck
Yeah.
does he look like? Wait,
He
what?
had like the elephant head where it's a really
Wait a
long.
minute. Where the fuck? No, that ain't it. Holy shit, the fuck? Come on. Oh, fuck that shit. Anyway. Snout Spout, Stratos, Rotar. The Rock people I remember. Roboto.
Oh yeah.
Mr. Roboto. No. Um,
Obviously, Evil Lyn. We didn't mention that.
Evelyn, Mechanic, Man at Arms, King Randor, Gwildor, which I never knew there was a Gwildor until I saw the movie.
Yeah. Yeah, because they
Oh,
did. Yeah, those characters from the movie. They made figures of those too.
yeah, because I thought like Gwildor. I think when I saw him first and they didn't say his name, I thought it was Orko.
That's what I. Yeah, when I first saw, I was like, oh, they made Orko. You don't look anything like Orko.
Yeah,
That
I
must
mean he
be who
has
that.
fucking feet. I'm
And
like,
I'm
the
like,
fuck
that
is this?
must be who that is. But then it was that other freaking
Clamp
weird.
Champ? The fuck? What the hell are they calling these? I mean, I've seen this for years. I never knew about these other characters. Clamp Champ, Fearless Photog. uh, from 2008 to 2015.
What's
Wait, King Greyskull, Queen Greyskull. What the fuck? Holy
Trap
shit.
Jaw was a good one.
Plasmar, Lizard Man. Well, that's like the newer ones, I guess. I don't know. Who else? Ram Man, Orko, Moss Man. I remember him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was always low key. He was always like, he's in the area, but nobody didn't know where he was at.
Halftime the cartoon couldn't keep up with the figures to incorporate them all into the. It's like
Yeah.
I don't think Stinkor ever actually appeared on the original series. Like even though they made a figure, I don't think they ever got around to Stinkor actually appearing on the
No, I
cartoon.
think I think he might have been in one.
He was in like the Kevin Smith Revelations. He showed up on that for sure. But I swore that he never actually showed up on an episode of it. And some of them only showed up in like one episode because they were cranking them out so fast.
Okay. Now I remember these. We called Star Child. I remember because from the one of the episodes I watched, Jitsu.
Oh, yeah, Jitsu. That's right.
Jitsu. Who the fuck? Panther, Spikor, Strikor.
They did the Prince Adam figure and eventually where it's
Yeah,
basically
yeah.
the same figure. They just did the painted on the pink and white.
The fuck is this? Scare Glow? I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Holy shit! Oh my god! I'm gonna have a field day with this fucking shit.
Now you're going down the rabbit hole.
Oh my god, man! Fucking Goat Man.
I think there's like 70 figures in that
There's
line.
like
So you,
fucking King Hiss, King Cobra Khan. Cobra Khan, I know who that one is. I've seen him before.
so yeah, you can go down the rabbit hole because I think there's like 70 figures in that
Look,
line.
this is a porn name right here. Tongue Lasher.
Tongue lash. Oh yeah, he had the tongue that shot out. He pressed the
Yeah.
button on his back and his tongue shot out. I
Yeah,
forgot
I'm like,
about
what the? Holy shit! This is getting interesting, folks. Come on now, we're getting into this. Even I'm learning some shit. Anti-Eternian He-Man. That's
They had,
probably like the evil He-Man. I think they had
oh yeah, because it was
strong.
like the blue one. And they
Yeah,
did
yeah, yeah, exactly. With the blue one,
and then they had
you
the
warrior.
slime pit playset where you put the figure in and you dump the green slime that would go on the figure.
Remember we were talking about Metallica?
Yeah,
Whiplash.
yeah.
You know, here we go. And Web Store. I remember Web Store. I seen him in a bunch of episodes. Triclops. I remember
Not
him.
Triclops. He's one. I have two figures, Triclops and Clawful. Those are the two that I still have.
Yeah, yeah. That Triclops is with the one eye that has a whole bunch
Yeah,
of
it
different
would
things.
spin around. Yeah,
Yeah.
Clawful had like the giant lobster hand, and
Night Stalker. Merman. Oh, there you go. Merman. There you go.
yeah, I always thought he was a cool looking figure.
Yeah. Oh, there's Blade, Beastman. Whew. My girlfriend would be like, "What the fuck are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm looking up stuff, and I find some things that's like, even questionable to me."
And
What
then
else? Wait a minute, hold on. We're gonna go to Evil Seed. Oh, I remember that guy. Plundor, Nefu. Oh yeah, the villains that was associated with the Masters of the Universe.
because then you can look at the She-Ra figures. You can look
Yeah,
at the that terrible New Adventures of He-Man in the early '90s they did, which was pretty bad. But they
and
had a
plus
whole
they did
figure line.
the Christmas special.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, they did a Christmas special one. Yeah, folks, I remember those stuff. I remember that a long time ago. I still watch it whenever I get a chance. I got the multi DVDs of He Man. I got like probably like 3 or 4 multi DVD ones. The
yeah.
big box set.
I tried to introduce my stepson to the original. He wasn't very impressed with the original.
I know nowadays kids are not really impressed with they're impressed now with Spider Man or uh Transformers. Yeah, but now like the newer Transformers, I'm like, oh,
Yeah, like Beast Wars and things like that.
yeah. Well, not even that one. They had like the other Transformers was more. It wasn't like Hasbro Transformers. It was more Transformers that they were doing for like Nickelodeon or no, some TV show that they were doing. Yeah, it was just crazy how they do that shit and uh, too bad. Oh fuck.
Is that the two-headed one, or is that?
What? I don't know. Every time I hit one of these, we call it. They bring me back to an evil warrior strategist with 2 heads that consist. Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. He had 2 heads. One would talk to each other, and he's like, "No, I'm doing it. No, I'm doing it." Nah, 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 nah. Whiplash and the alligator-like creature whose tail is formidable weapon. Oh yeah, okay, I remember him now. Uh, what the hell is he on? Where was the one that I? Goatman. All right, what the fuck is this going on here?
That one, that's not ringing a bell with me. Goat Man is not.
Goatman. Oh, you know what? I think I remember. I think I remember a member of the Goatmen, the Northern. Oh, okay, yeah, okay. It's yeah. Oh well. What is that noise?
It's probably my daughter screaming.
Oh shit! I was like,
Probably my wife took away her friggin' toy or didn't turn on Mickey Mouse or something.
oh shit! I thought it was like a unicorn or something. I was like
No,
somebody.
I go in my own office and I shut it out, but she's so loud sometimes you can't shut her up.
Oh, my favorite villain actually, Trapjaw.
Oh, Trapjaw, yeah, he's a.
Yeah,
If you look up list, he's actually ranked like usually in the top 10 of when they rank
yeah.
all 70 figures.
Oh yeah, Stinkor. Here we go. But yeah,
Yeah,
just his main. Oh wait. Oh okay, I remember him now. Yeah, they showed like the action figure.
yeah,
Yeah, he's just a basic. Folks, he's just a basic skunk.
yeah. He had these little pellets that you put in and that they stunk
Yeah,
and the power to stink.
the power of stink. That's folks. The power of stink. Oh yeah, look, and they show you a skunk. Yay. Spikor.
By all means, that series never should have been a success. It was such a hodgepodge of science fiction, barbarians. Like it was just so many things thrown together. There was just by
But honestly, it was a I mean yeah okay for us when we're younger it was great to see. Like when you get home from school and
yeah,
you sit there and you're like, awesome. especially when they have the PSA fucking things at the end. You learn a lot of shit. It's like, hold on, let me put that down too. PSA, because you knew who else had a PSA announcement?
G.I.
GI
Joe.
Joe. And no one is half the battle.
The most ridiculous GI Joe, I bring this up all the time, is the one where the kids are on their bikes and they're like, "Hey, there's an electrical cable that's live. Let's jump our bikes over it."
Yeah.
And someone has to tell them that's a bad idea.
Yeah, they got somebody going there. It's like somebody that's part of electrical crew or something. Goes, hey, whoa, 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 hold
Like,
on.
I didn't need to be told that I shouldn't be jumping over a live wire on a metal bicycle.
Well, hey, some of these kids are fucking stupid. They'll probably do it like, hey, it'll be fun. It's like, hey, we'll just jump over it and then we get electrocuted. Oh, we'll just say mom told us to do it. Okay. No, but then they start making fun of the PSAs. You ever seen those?
I saw the one they did on Family Guy, and I'm sure they've done other
It's like
stuff as well.
they had the one where the kids are cooking something on the stove and it's on fire, and then barbecue, which is like one of the characters, comes and goes, hey, don't start out that fire. Don't turn on that. He goes, oh man, we were just smoking some weed and we were hungry. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, you sons of bitches.
I don't think kids appreciate today how much we were just living in constant bombardment of toys. Like they were trying to get you to buy toys all the time.
Yeah.
Every cartoon, every comic book, like
And some of them, you get for the kids and all that. But then when we were younger, we had to fucking, claw scraping. It's like, listen, can we get this? We'll be very good. Can we get this for Christmas? Have Santa bring it down. and what was the other thing? And kids doesn't know it these days. It's like, listen, we go outside. That's what we love to do. We went outside and fucking played until the fucking street lights came on. That's when we knew we had to be home.
we played, yeah, pretty much we got out of school and hung out until it was dark out, and then it's time to go home.
And all of a sudden, you're like, hey, what's going on? And all of a sudden, bing, gotta go. Let me get on my BMX and get home. Did you ever had that when you were a kid? The BMX or the
I had a dirt bike. I didn't have an actual BMX, but I did.
You're one of those fucking guys. Okay. You had to be one up on everybody. What the fuck? Jesus. Struggling to get a fucking BMX and you drive around on a fucking motorbike.
Well, and everyone had bicycles back then. I think I think my first one had remember the banana seat that you would.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my first bike. I had the bananas.
You were that kid at Bad News Bears. All the other kids got their mom and dad driving them off. Here he comes driving on the fucking motorbike. Hey, what's going on? Yeah. Hair down to there. I'm the pitcher. Okay. Bad News Bears. Oh, that's gonna be on there too. Okay. Bad News Bears. And then I got He-Man. Oh yeah, I got it right. So it's gonna be a good one. Sailor Moon. Oh, I had the Sailor Moon in here somewhere, but
yeah, my niece came on the show and we talked about Sailor Moon on that episode. So it was mildly. I'm not a big anime fan, but it was for what it was. I was entertained by it.
Oh, if you're gonna watch like anime, you gotta. There's one called Attack on Titans, and which I got into, and I was like, I loved it. It was just phenomenal. And then there's one called, it's like the title is like a disease name.
There's so much anime out there.
Yeah, I know. Basically, there was like this kid. Long story short, there's a kid, and he comes across some kind of like creature that attaches himself to the body.
Okay.
What the fuck was it called? Parasite. I think it's called Parasite. It's like a parasite that attaches himself, but he can make like the arms like longer and make it like knives, and he just attacks. He's like, "Oh, what are you doing?" You know, it's like, "No, that's a real person." He goes, "I I sense evil." You know, it's funny, but it's good graphics, and yeah, I like the whole thing about it.
Yeah, anime
But
is like huge now. Like it is. Like
yeah,
anime is
well, you
more
know,
popular than American comic books
but
like right now.
yeah, but you know why? You know, because like the Asian ones have like the boobs hanging out. That's what it is. You know, that's what's going on, and the kids are like, "Oh, there's boobs." You know, I'm like, yeah, we do that too, but it's like, when you're watching uh, like Street Fighter, and then you have Chung Li coming around, you're like, oh, wow, okay, let's watch this. Yeah, all right, that was my guilty pleasure. I'm like, I watched it, and I'm like, boobs. I don't know if I could be able to put this on the episode, or I'm just gonna write down boobs. Yeah, just because
But
we
yeah,
gotta get it.
but I'm not. Some of it's all right, but I'm not. I'm more into Western comic books, and
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's
but I
cool.
mean, I don't mind anime, but I'm not really super into it. I know some people that are like massively into it, love it all.
Like they had the cartoon, actually the Wild West kind of. There's two Wild West cartoons though. Like one is called Black Star.
Oh, blacks! God, I that's
Ah,
hard to find, but I remember that it was almost like He-Man before He-Man was like a thing.
yeah, but then he never had like the horse turned into like a real person.
Yeah.
And had a gun and everything. Like, come on, partner, let's go. you know, and Galaxy Rangers.
Oh Jesus, I remember that. I'm trying
I'm hitting spots where he didn't think I was gonna hit, folks.
to. I remember that. I'm trying to think if I ever actually watched it. I remember when it was on, but God, I'm trying to think if I ever
Yeah,
watched that.
so folks, Galaxy Rangers is like the best cartoon I ever. I got I think I got two DVDs of them. I think I got one, well, possibly two. But basically, each person has some kind of like superpower, but it connects to their badge. So they touch their badge, and they activate their power somewhat. So there's one that's a telekinetic. There's one that has a bionic arm, and or a blaster arm. One that is a technician in. Okay, let's just say that let's just say he's a hacker. He's like the futuristic hacker. And then there's one that can, which is my favorite one. We call it. He can change into anything. So if he gets shot, he can be like a golden person. And nothing can phase him. Or he could be diving into like a water, and he can be like a merman. Like you were talking about
Yeah.
merman. He could be like a merman kind of person. And it was just awesome how, and then he can have like red eye, stuff shooting out of his eyes or something. So that guy's name was Goose, and then there's Zach, and there's Mitzo, and Doc. Like, hey, I got it right. There we go. Galaxy Rangers. Ooh, that'd be a good one too to do. Oh, wait till you see this one. Oh boy, this episode art thing I do. So, and folks, if you don't know it, go on Twitter. Go, basically on Twitter. That's why I usually have them on there. I'll make episode art. So whatever we just talked about with me and Matt, that I'll do my best to be photoshopping anything on this episode art, and it'll have like my cartoonish kind of like face on there, uh and then whatever Matt has, or I'll just make up something, I guess, and then we just like look like we're in outside Castle Greyskull, just hanging out, and Captain America flying around somewhere, Galaxy Rangers were coming in on their their horses.
Quite a mix, amalgam of different
Oh yeah, no, I
concepts.
do. I think I had one. I was talking to Cheap Seats Review, and we were talking about Captain Nintendo, which is like a cartoon they had.
Yeah.
I found a picture of him, and I'm like, all right. So I put him like up in the thing, and he's like flying around on a Game Boy, and there was like there was a movie called The Halloween Tree.
Okay.
It was like a cartoonish like Halloween, where there's a three kids. No, well, actually, there's three kids, but the fourth one supposedly died from leukemia, but his ghost is running around, and the caretaker of said Halloween tree is trying to get the kid back, and with the help of the three kids, and one of them is dressed like a mummy, one's dressed like a witch, and one is a skeleton, and this guy takes them back in time to show them what the origins of each of them are supposed to be for Halloween. You know, like
Yeah.
the witches were just misunderstood. You know, they were just like, you know, people that would go in the forest and just, you know, have like chants, but they call them witches because they didn't understand it. You know, skeleton was basically like the Day of the Dead from Mexico and all that. So that's what they got that from. And the mummy, that's what they had from like the Egyptian days and all that, where you know it's just mummies where they get wrapped and they get mummified, you know, and they put them in coffins or sarcophaguses. So, but we're getting towards that end there, buddy. Um, and thankfully, we caught after two misses.
Yeah. My, I don't know what the hell is my internet or what was going
Well, no, I think the first time you had like
or the updates. Yeah,
you
it's
had
an
updates on that, and then the second one it was my fault because I was doing, and I'm gonna explain this now, folks, because this is gonna be on the audio. So I'm gonna say this: I was working. I work overnights now. You know,
all
so
right.
as you know, we call it like everybody works and all that. So you do what you gotta do. So I work overnights, and I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna do 4 hours overtime so I can get some extra money in.
Yeah.
So, and I usually can stay up all night, you know,
Yeah.
as it is. And as it is, and then I got home and I was up and around, but I was running around with my dad, and he's 80 years old, so he can't really get around. So I figured I'd help him out. And, you know, got home, had something to eat, and then I was ready to go. And then all of a sudden, after we were watching something, fucking passed out. And then all of a sudden, I heard the thing pop up, and I'm like, shit, I don't have anything set up, and I felt bad, you know. So that's why I figured we'd do it like the next day because I knew
Yeah.
I was going to be wide awake and everything was good. And then still we could. You're like, holy shit, I can't fucking get on. What the fuck's going on here? Yeah, folks, we he tried like what, like 5 times, I think.
5 times. And I was about
Five.
ready to say, all right, we're done. And then all of a
Yeah.
sudden you popped up on my computer screen. Like it was crazy.
Yeah, I know. I'm looking. I'm like this. I'm looking at my phone, and I look up, and then there's like the split screen, you know, and I'm like, oh wait, he might be in there, and you know, and it's like, do you hear me now? You hear me now? Yeah, okay, yeah. So it was it was a journey, and hopefully we do another one of these and not have that same process. So we should be all good for the next one.
My advice to anyone who does a podcast with guests, just you got it's a variable that you can't control.
Yeah, yeah. You just like, you know, make sure your shit's good. You know, if there's something up, then hey, you know, it's all good. You know, I mean, me, I work with everybody. You know, you know, I've done it myself actually. You know, I went on somebody's podcast. They were doing Zoom, and I'm like, well, this is a fucking switch. You know, usually it's me sending the Zoom, and now they're sending it to me, and I'm like, I fucking can't get on. And I was flipping out. You know, my girlfriend had to stop. You know, calm me down. It's like it's okay. It's all right. You'll get on there. I'm like, oh, why is it me? You know, and I felt bad. And all of a sudden, the guys, it was called the podcast was Jake and the Dingus.
Yeah.
And actually, let me write that down for honorable mentions. Uh, you know, and and then we called because they were going. I see them. They couldn't see me, and then I was getting frustrated. I'm like, motherfucker, and it was on my own computer, and I'm like, fuck it. So I grabbed my cell phone and I got it on the cell phone. I'm like, all right, whatever. What the fuck? But then there was another one where it was called Wheel of Horror, and then
Okay. I follow them on Twitter. So
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I had one of the guys on mine, which was no problem. But then for them, I had to try to get on theirs, and I could not figure out why I couldn't. And I think I know what it was. I clicked on, so like when it pops up saying, okay, let us use your speaker system
Yeah.
or that. I think I clicked block, and that is the reason why I couldn't get on their shit. So
Nice.
now I got, I had the new laptop, and then now they were going to try to do it again, and I think we were talking about some Irish movie or something. I forgot what it's called, but we did a thing, and then now I connected with them, and I clicked all the right ones, allow, 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 and then everything worked out pretty fucking good. So,
Worst
but
ever was I kept calling a comic writer the wrong name. I did it like 8 times, and then we took a break because I always take a in my podcast. There's a little break in the middle,
yeah.
and my guest said, "Oh, by the way, you called them the wrong name over and over." So we had to re-record
Oh
the entire
shit.
first half of the episode because I said it wasn't like if I said it once wrong, I could have taken that one time out, but I said it like over and over and over.
Oh, so you said like 3 or 4 times, huh?
Yeah, we had to
Oh
re-record.
shit.
That was the worst.
See, folks, when you do a podcast, everybody fucks up. I fuck
Yeah.
up like every 2 to 3 podcasts whenever I do. I'm always forgetting names, and even when I have a guest on, I would say the name, but then their whole shtick, the name of the podcast. Like,
Yeah.
there's one I'm not even gonna say, but there's um a podcast where he had like this whole big thing, and then I said the name, but I mispronounced it, and then he was like, "Oh no, it's this." I was like, "Oh shit, I'm sorry." Then I said again, like at the end, I'm like, "Ah, fuck, this guy's gonna hate me." But to the point where he kind of retweets all my shit, so which is, I guess
They
he's
work.
not mad at me at all.
He's not that angry. People get
Yeah,
over it quick. So.
yeah. He's good. We had a great like uh great session with the whole thing, and and again, I think he was having problems with uh his sound, and he couldn't get on, and I'm going like this, oh, you know, I was like, yeah, I don't hear, and then they were like, oh, to the point where he was like, ah, like ready to throw his shit down. I thought that's what
Oh,
you were
man.
gonna do.
I was ready. Yeah, I was ready to throw my laptop out the window. I was getting so
Because I
frustrated.
see you sitting there, you're like, oh, you gotta go, hello, hello, like, oh, fuck, fuck. I was like, oh my god, he's gonna have a fit. So, but tell everybody where they can find you at.
All
Where,
right. Some podcast, Matt Spectro through the multiverse. New episodes every Friday. You can find me pretty much every platform: Spotify, Apple, Google. You can find me on Twitter. I'm at Matt Spectro, and you go to my Facebook page, which is Matt Spectro through the multiverse. Thinking of getting on Instagram, but I'm not on there yet. So.
well, I should, it's a good, you get like everywhere on there too. And,
And if anybody wants to be on my show, I have a guest every week. Just drop me a DM on Twitter, and anybody's welcome as long as you want to talk about comic book animation.
give me a subject and I'll be on there because if you think of something,
We should do an Alpha Flight episode. So
okay, we'll do
there's an
that. Yeah,
episode of X-Men the animated series where it
yeah,
pretty much focuses completely on Alpha Flight. So
yeah,
uh,
yeah.
that
That's
would
what
be
I'm
a
saying.
perfect episode to do. A lot to
Yeah,
talk about.
I got it. Because I like the fact that we call there's a Sasquatch. Well, there's Sasquatch. There's North Star,
There's a
Aurora, yeah,
shaman,
Shaman,
snowbird.
Puck. Puck is like the little version of fucking Wolverine.
Puck is amazing to me because, to my knowledge, is the only little person superhero in the
Yeah.
history of comic books. He's like the only one that I can think of,
Well,
which
no,
I think,
actually, there is like remember that Wildcats I told you about.
yeah,
There's the boss. He's an imp,
okay,
so he is a short guy too. But he's actually, I would say he almost kind of looks like Puck. So I think they took Puck's
yeah.
image and then put him in a suit.
Well, there was that time where they said Puck wasn't a little person; he was under some demonic spell or some stupid storyline, like,
Yeah.
which I think is idiotic. And I don't think today you can get away with. People would probably
Wasn't there a
protesting.
Vindicator? I think.
Vindicator, well, he was Weapon Alpha, Guardian, Vindicator. Like they kept changing his name.
Oh, there's another. Actually, I forgot about the old group that I would like to see be a comic book movie, The Outsiders.
The with like Geoforce and Halo, and I would love to see
I
them.
mean, they got Katana in there already,
Yeah,
which
they did
you know,
Black Lightning on got his own TV show. So.
yeah, yeah. I thought that was like I thought that was made up at first when I was watching Saturday Night Live, and because they had the was it Superman? I think the funeral of Superman, and then they had everybody dressed in certain characters, and then uh, Sinbad comes walking in, dressed like Black Lightning and all that. I thought that was like a made up fucking character that they made up. I didn't think it was a real name. I was like, holy shit, I'm fucking stupid. I'm like, I should be flogged. I'm like, goddamn. But yeah, either or, we can, talk about um, Alpha Flight or Outsiders. Actually, Outsiders. I don't think anybody knows about Outsiders.
Yeah, the only the Outsiders showed up on the Brave and the Bold cartoon, but it wasn't the whole. I think it was just Metamorpho, Black Lightning, and Katana. I think. I don't think it was the
Yeah,
whole group because I don't think Halo or Geoforce showed up
yeah. Halo was.
or Looker.
Yeah, that was a name. Yeah, but then I think the more sensible name was Halo. I think at the time. Looker
Yeah,
was like oh my god, it's Hooker. No, it's Looker. You got the name all wrong. No. But yeah, and Batman was part of that too, I think.
at the beginning, yeah, and then
Yeah.
later on, they just were they were Batman and the Outsiders, and then later on, just the Outsiders. So.
Yeah, because I think was it I seen a comic book where he was talking to Justice League and they're like, "What are you doing? You're supposed to help us." I go, "I got my own team now."
Yeah, issue one, he's like, I've had it with you. This is my new team.
Yeah, this is my new team. It's like I'm going with these guys. It's like, oh shit. He really fucking puts the shit down. Oh,
But you want to see that declaration in real life where someone has like their old team and the new team in the same room, and then them announce.
what was the team that was going against Outsiders? Was it Alpha Flight?
No, I don't know. They had the People's Hero. There was
The
that
Canadian.
Russian super team. There was a
No, no, it was the
Russian villain.
Canadians. It was a Canadian team. I think they had going against.
They had a habit of fighting
Oh no,
like
British team. It was a
a
British
team
team.
that would just show up for like a 2-part story and then almost
Yeah.
never show up again. Because I remember the Russians were the people's heroes, and I don't remember a story. I think they killed all of them off later on. And then there was the Force of July. That was a like American
Oh yeah,
base
that's who I'm thinking of. Yeah, that's what it
Force of
was.
July.
Wait a minute,
Very
hold on.
clever.
Yeah, that was a very clever name of it. Yeah. Wait. Let's see. 4th of July. Yeah. Oh, I remember these guys now.
And there was like the guys are oh God, they were based on elements. I can't remember their names, but because Cold Snap was she was like she had a blue mohawk, and she was but I can't remember. I think the Masters of Disaster or something like.
Yeah, because they got a. Oh, what the hell was it? Major Victory. I
Yeah,
think is
isn't there
one.
like Lady Liberty or something like that?
Yeah, she looks like fucking Statue of Liberty. There's some kid like a whole bunch of sparkles. What the hell? How come they don't give me the fucking names?
I mean, yeah,
Wait.
they showed up in the first day. God, can't remember the last time I read that, but that was,
Oh, and they got. Oh my god, what the hell? This guy looks like he just got out of the circus. Oh, here we go. Let's see. Come on, you fucking assholes. Can't really give me the fucking name. Major Victory is one. Silent Majority?
oh yeah, I'm trying to pick. I remember the name. I'm trying
Oh,
to pick.
Sparkler is one. The kid is like Sparkler. Hold on, let me get the not the comics, the characters. Sorry, folks. I'm just like I'm trying to want to see what these.
I got him down another rabbit hole.
Yeah, again. There we go. Oh, like a torch. Yeah, Major Victory was the group leader. down the rabbit hole again.
Yeah,
Mayflower. There was one called Mayflower, a young woman, possibly English origin, who controls and accelerates the growth of all manners of vegetable life.
basically
Silent Mag- huh?
poison ivy, basically.
Yeah. So, oh yeah, here you go. Lady Liberty, you're right about that. A woman presumed to be of French origin who channels her energy, manipulating powers through a vessel shaped like a torch. Uh, Major Victory has enormous strength and endurance. Doesn't everybody? Mayflower, like I said, silent majority, a tacton turn man capable of producing identical replicas of himself. It sounds like Multitude Man or something.
Yeah. So he wouldn't
Oh,
talk, but there was a bunch of them, so it'd be the
yeah,
silent majority. It makes
yeah.
sense.
Sparkler, a young boy whose powers make him a human firework display. Jubilee. It's an old Jubilee. I'm like, what the fuck?
This is quite a
Anyway,
group.
it is, like, oh, see, we got a lot of stuff. And there's the Outsiders. Here we go. My favorite group. All right. Okay, well, now I got sidetracked like that dog from Up, like squirrel, So you can reach me at Linktree. That's linktr.ee/ Tattoo Squid Podcast, which is TA2SQUID, all one word, and you get everything else, and you know the deal. Just go to the shop, get some stuff. Um, donate money, whatever you want to do. Send stuff. If you want to send stuff to me, oh, just DM me, and I'll give my address and everything. And I don't have a PO box yet, so I want to get one. So I don't want to keep on bringing my address out. But thank you, Matt, for getting on the show.
Thanks for having me. Sorry it took
Okay.
so many
Hey,
tries.
hey, it is what it is, man. It does. So, and then you'll see me probably, hopefully on his show, we'll talk about Alpha Flight or 4th of July or,
We'll
what was
find
it?
something. We'll
Oh, yeah,
we'll
we could
figure.
do like one of the other ones, like, or the
Maybe
outside.
we'll do
Yeah.
the Wildcats cartoon. You said that you love the Wildcats. We could do an
Yeah,
episode of the
like I said,
Wildcats.
I got the tattoo as it is too. So yeah,
Yeah,
whichever or you throw it out there, and I'll put more in depth of the whole thing. So
that sounds like
so I have a fighting chance.
a good time.
Yeah, definitely, man. Alrighty, so we are out, and everybody have a good day, and happy Juneteenth tomorrow. So, which I told my dad, and my dad was like, "That's all he said." Was he just gave a look like, "Huh?" He goes, "That's a holiday?" I'm like, "Yeah, it is." All right, folks, take it easy.
Bye, bye, everyone.